Hi there. Welcome to my kitchen floor, actually, where I am currently sitting. Um, this is a very weird week. It is the second to last day of October. It's October 30th. I don't know why I said it that way. And once again, France is locked down. Slight differences from last spring when we had lockdown. I'm still able to go to work. Last time I literally had to stay home for 2.5 months. Uh, but now they're making exceptions for schools and for professional training centers, which is the latter is where I work. I work in a center that teaches adults, that trains adults to speak English. So technically I'm allowed to go to work, although I was talking with my boss last night and we were talking about the ways to make sure that we're staying safe and following guidelines and everything. We're going to have to restrict the number of people who have class at the same time. Probably not have as many consultations in person, things like that, to kind of reduce the number of people coming in and out. But we'll still probably be able to work. And I might be able to work on some other projects on the side that I haven't been able to work on for a while, so fingers crossed on that one. But I don't have work at all this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're getting to that point in the lockdown where everyone is realizing that it's another confinement. So we once again have to have the papers to show that we are allowed to go outside. But now we have like a digital copy. You can like generate a form on your phone and then it gives you a QR code and says like the time that you left home and all of that. So you can, go do your shopping. You can go to medical appointments. I have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday the 3rd, which is already a very stressful day for other reasons. I have my visa renewal appointment on the 10th of November, which is also a Tuesday. And so I have reason to be out and about for those things. But the weekends, we are generally expected to stay put inside. We're allowed to go out for physical exercise, but within a kilometer radius of our home. And I don't really know what... I know what a kilometer is, but I don't have a sense of how far it is. I'll have to be careful about that radius. Then again, that was the thing the last time, and I don't know if I always respected the kilometer radius, and knock on wood, never got busted for it. But yeah, this is a really stressful week. The president announced it on Wednesday, and now today, Friday, it's official. Gonna last for a month, they said, until December 1st. They're gonna reevaluate in 15 days, but I don't imagine it will have changed that much in 15 days. They say there's even rumors that it will continue on into December, but they're really trying to get us to a better place, get the hospitals cleared out so that we can try to have celebrate Christmas and New Year's and everything. Although I don't know how wise that is to let us all start seeing each other again for the holidays when there's a global pandemic. But at the same time, it would be so depressing not to go anywhere for Christmas and just be alone in an apartment with a sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. What else has been happening? Kind of like my dad. What else can I tell you? That's what he says on the phone when there's a lull in the conversation. Amy Coney Barrett is now on the Supreme Court, which terrifies me more than another Trump term. Way more. She could be there for the next 30, 40 years. Oh God. Okay, so I'm feeling that today this week is drowning me a little bit. Bad news from home and bad news politically and lockdown and people panicking and all of that. So here's what I'm doing today. I ordered a shelving unit for my kitchen because you can see this is a mess. This is a jumbled up mess and it needs to be fixed. So I ordered a shelving unit that is going to go right here. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with the footstool. Maybe it'll go live on the other side of the wall so I can actually use it to climb up things, which it was initially intended for and then very quickly got absorbed into storage. So I'm going to put together a shelf. I don't know. Do I want to paint it? It's kind of a boring, like, pine teak color or something. But also, I can't, just realized I can't paint it because I can't go outside. And I don't want to paint things in my studio apartment and have the fumes and then be stuck with them. So I literally can't paint it at least until lockdown's over. So it's just going to stay blonde for a little while. That's fine. It'll be, actually kind of fits the color. Oh no, it's a different color. Blonde wood. That's annoying. Oh well. You know what? We're going to call it eclectic. And we don't have to be matchy-matchy. Nothing in my life is matchy-matchy. This week sucks, so I'm building a shelf. Alright, this is the progress that I've made so far. I'm literally jamming it into my kitchen, and I'm watching Full Frontal with Samantha Bee because I still need a little bit of stress in my life. Just trying to catch up, really. But this Allen wrench is just a little too small for the purposes of what I need to do here, which means that, well, actually I'm going to just start it with my hand. But it means that the grip, oh, I've dropped it. The grip on the Allen wrench is like designed so that it kind of like when you're cranking the thing, it's like cutting right into a really uncomfortable part of your knuckle, which is uncomfortable, and I can't do it all at the same time, so I kind of have to do it and then take like a 15-second break and then come back and keep doing it. So that's fun, and I'm going to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16 times. Alright, that's half of it. By the way, I've switched to Drag Race now. And you can see how much I clearly need organization in the kitchen. So now, I've got to, oh, careful, flip it. Side 2, gently. Don't drop it. 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 There we go. Okay. And now I gotta put these on the other side. And then I think I'll be done. Alright, it's all together. This one nut, or screw, I'm having the hardest time getting it in. I think it went in a tiny bit crooked. And so it's not kind of flush to the wood like all of the other ones are. Like this, where is it? This one is flush, only for the tiniest nub. This one is not. But, if you can see, my hand is bright red from being up against the thing, and it's kind of shaking a little bit, so I have to stop. And it's going to take me a long time to clear everything out of here. What I want to do is literally pull everything out, wash the floor back there, because I don't know when the last time is that I probably did a deep clean there, and then kind of take stock of everything that I have that needs to be stored, and kind of figure out like how, if I want to reorganize things, like right now I've got like sauces in jars there, baking stuff there, more sauces and goos and stuff, and then tea and coffee and all of that here. Do I want to rearrange that? I've got in here, I've got like pasta and rice that I don't have very much, and bouillon cubes, and up here is a lot more like quinoa and a little more rice and grainy things like that. But do I want to keep them here? Do I want to put them somewhere else? Do I want to keep this only for dishes? I don't know yet. This is going to be something that I decide kind of progressively, I think, over the weekend, because Lord knows I have nothing else to do this weekend. Also, I had to take my sweater off. It was too hot. I think I've registered about 200 steps on my watch just from twisting the screws. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go finish that episode of Drag Race. Right, so I just got back from doing some errands around town, had my attestation on my phone and everything. I went to the market and got lots of food and stuff, and I have a very short clip from that. And now I'm putting everything away. I got spinach, fresh spinach, and oh, they gave me some free strawberries. How sweet. I didn't pay for them, but they gave them to me. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to take you through all of the shopping. That's going to be a very long time. But I did just spend a few minutes cleaning out my fridge. There's some stuff that had been kind of shoved to the back. It was a big grody, to use my mother's term. So I'm going to run this down to the garbage in a moment, get my steps up a little bit more. And then I think I'm kind of in for the night. Can't really go out anywhere. I'm going to keep putting things away because the fridge is open. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner tonight. I don't know what I'm even going to do for entertainment tonight. It's, I'm trying to make sure that things don't fall out. Oh, I don't know. Avocados and bananas in the same bag because I am a waster sometimes. Oh, and I got my very first clementines of the season because it is time, and I think, I just knocked over something, but it's fine. It fell on paper towels, so it didn't break. I just got my chili flakes. It's fine. Everything's fine. You are very close to my face. I'm so sorry. I'm going to stop recording. I seem to have reverted to my hoarding ways, in the light of this confinement. So this, hopefully, will last me a good, month. We'll see. Alright, it's been a few hours since I got back. Camera battery was dying. I was feeling a little bit flaggy. I didn't sleep much last night. I think I went to bed at 3. And then woke up at 9 to get the thing. So, 6 hours you can run on it, but got home and took a nap. Because I can. And now it's 9:30, something like that. 9:35. Hey. And progress has been made. I have emptied out this whole space here. This used to have the footstool here. The recycling bag was here. I can't, it's hard to show you there. I took that out this morning. And now I'm going to do, bad lighting. There we go. I've got a little vacuum cleaner, a little portable vacuum cleaner, because I have a plug-in one that's more heavy duty, but I can't be fussed to pull it all the way out here, and there's stuff in the middle, or stuff in the way. So I'm going to vacuum it out, wipe it down, get into some of the spots. I've got my mop head that is just not attached to the mop, so I'm just going to dip that in some soapy water and just kind of scrubby. And this is where everything that was there has now gone. Here's the footstool. Okay, next to my bed, which the top sheet has not been put back on it yet because it was drying. It will go back on tonight. I promise you this. These are all of some of the food things that were there. These are all of the bags and some cooking stuff. That's a scale. That's a immersion blender. Things like that. I've got my hand mixer, electric mixer in there too. Then this is all the food that's kind of been stacked up against it. And clearly there's some more on the side that probably doesn't need to be moved right away. So my first step, oh, and then there's still some stuff on the counter that I haven't put away yet. And that's my dinner that's going. I'm doing some lardon, which is kind of French chopped up bacon bits. And then I have some coated goat cheese rounds. Where are they? Here they are. This was also on the shelf, by the way. It will get organized. I have these that will be lightly toasted, and they're going onto this arugula, and I don't know what mash is in English. It's kind of like a pretty basic lettuce thing, plus some chopped tomatoes. So that's dinner for tonight. And I'm going to start organizing everything here. I don't know how type A I want to be with it. But this, at least, is definitely going to get put in here. And whatever is here is going to get put wherever it can fit, so that at least I can move this maybe here and then have a walkway again. I need to clean. Oh dear God. Good morning. Well, technically it's afternoon. It's like 12:18. I've got breakfast / lunch on the go. These are just some like frozen potato hash brown patty things. Hi. Hey. I've also got some straboops that the guy from the market gave me yesterday, so I'm going to behead those, as it were. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Maybe I've got bagels and I've got avocado and I've got eggs. Maybe that's going to be my little Saturday brunch. God, we're not allowed to have brunch with people anymore. Oh God. Okay, don't think about it. Okay, so here's the progress that I have made. Hello, computer. I am watching this side. I am watching Russell Howard Hour, the Russell Howard Hour, trying to hear about British politics and get a change from American politics, although it's kind of the same at this point. And here is the mess, the organized-ish mess. What I've been doing is making out a list, which you can't see because it's whitewashed or whatever with the exposure. I don't know photography words. But I've been making a list of absolutely everything that I have in my kitchen, except whatever's like fresh produce, whatever, and what's in my fridge. But everything that's in the cabinets, on the shelves and everything. A list of what I have and how much I have. And I found out I have 3 different bottles of soy sauce and 4 different things of honey. So I don't have to buy those for a while. And I have emptied this out, and I haven't loaded back in because 2 reasons. Number one, I want to kind of retool everything. I have, this is my nerdy side. I have the list of everything, and then I have like categories, like baking, cans, sauces and liquids, grains, pasta and rice, snacks. Grains, pasta and rice, that's all the same thing. So I'm gonna like go through the list and sort them all into the categories so I know like how big everything is. And then maybe like group that all up so I can get a sense of visually how much space is needed for everything. And then start organizing it out. And the other reason that I haven't loaded this back in yet is because it needs to be cleaned. It's got a little dusty thing. You notice this little triangle thing up here? I had moths. Ugh. I had moths in some of my old boxes of rice, and I realized that because I stopped eating rice, that I didn't notice that there were moths in there for a while, and then I started noticing them kind of like in the kitchen here and there, and I thought, oh, they must be getting in through the windows. Nope! They came in with the food, and then they just kind of nested. So I need to go through and kind of wipe down and sanitize this whole cabinet area, wash all of these dishes. This is just bowls, mugs, cups, spatial awareness, and get everything there washed out, and then maybe for good measure, wash the other side too. And you know what, I might even wash out everything that's in here. This is kind of the jumble thing, like all of my extra spices that I can't fit on my counter. My kitchen is a mess. Kind of clear all of that out, wipe it down, de-dustify. It's going to be a cleaning weekend. And what else needs to happen? And then I will kind of slowly start loading things onto the shelf. I decided to push this shelving unit closer so it's flush. And then the recycling bag will be down there. And I can actually access my light switch now, because before, this thing was flush with the wall here. It was up against the corner of the wall here. And this is like just underneath the light switch. So if anything was on top of it, you had to kind of like fiddle around to try to reach the light switch. Fine for me because I knew where it was, but for anybody who was visiting, it was tricky. So yeah. And then I've also got to figure out what to do with these bags and kind of little tools that were in that kitchen spot before. I've got to figure out where that little stool is going to go. But that's kind of going to be my game plan over the next day and a half, maybe. I'll have to see how much energy I have to devote to it. I'm also going to try to go out for a walk soon. And I want to try to get a few plastic containers, like airtight containers for, I've got a bunch of little things like this, like sauce packets and preparation things and like bouillon cube things that are open. And now I'm really paranoid about moths getting into all of those. So I kind of want to get a bunch of like little plastic like
things that I can just, like, put them all in and seal them and then know that there's no access to it. So I'm going to have to figure out where I can find those in France. Because I know where I would just go to Target in the US. But now that I'm kind of limited to my neighborhood. Oh, but first, breakfast, brunch, lunch, breakfast, brunch, lunch.
And, wait, timing. And there's the brunch. It would focus, it'd be greater. So yeah, straboops, tea, bagel, avocado, egg, paprika, potato-y things. This is going to keep me full until about noon tomorrow. Great.
Well, I am out for my, I'm trying to speak loudly so the mask doesn't cover my words, and at the same time trying to speak softly because there are people around. But I'm out for my big walk of the day. Really trying to go for the places that there won't be a lot of foot traffic, although it's kind of calm that I've seen so far. Maybe because it's Saturday, maybe because it's lockdown, who knows. But I have a second mission today. I'm trying to find some airtight containers or like baskets that I can put some of the like loose items from the kitchen into, so it looks a little bit more organized. And I'm not sure where I'm going to find those. I have a couple ideas of places to look. I'm going uphill. Ooh, messy. Ugh. When they say that Paris is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, well, okay, technically this isn't Paris, but it's pretty close, and that ain't too pretty. So, reality check. Also, I'm listening to French Disney in my earbuds just to get some education, I guess. But yeah, I have a couple ideas of places to get these things. I'm going to try to see if I can find something in Hema, or maybe in a grocery store in their like kitchen section, or maybe even in like a kind of a bric-a-brac random collection household items store. There's a couple in the neighborhood. We'll see. Update. It is a few hours later. I got back. I sat down for a little bit. I started sorting through everything. It is a mess. It is a mess in here. You want to see it? I'll show you. Oh my god. That's where I was sitting, by the way. That's my computer. That's me making a written out list of everything so I can update it as I use things. And now I have to decide which things go here, which means I have to pull things off of here, which things go here, which things go here after being cleaned out, haven't done that yet, and which things go there, which is where the baking stuff has gone. So now I kind of need to make a judgment call on the best storage place for certain things, like baking stuff. Is it better to be out of natural light? The kitchen doesn't really get that much natural light anyway, but is it better to be like in a cool, closed off space, or can I have it in I think I would rather have it in the open. But what's the smart option? We'll see. Well, what time is it? 5:49. Okay, 5:49, and here's what I've done. Whoa! This is still some random stuff that I haven't decided where it's going to go, or even if I'm going to keep it. Actually, some of it's cleaning stuff. But, yeah, here it is. So for now, I've decided to keep teas and the coffees and everything where they were before, because I honestly couldn't be bothered to pull it all out. And then here is kind of a lot of the snicky, snacky, crackery cookie stuff. Breakfast things for when I have to eat breakfast on the go, which I can't do now because you're not supposed to take off your mask in public. Sauces and jars and things that I either already have one open of. Like this is one of my 4 honeys. So this is my one that I'm going to try to work through first with the teas. And then my other 2 like backup things, whatever. And those are like the jars and sauces and stuff that I don't think I'll use immediately. So this is kind of like the backup, not urgent stuff. Up to here is, I think, my like, I don't know yet. This may shuffle around a little bit, but this is all kind of the stuff that I want to have immediate access to, like eggs, cereal. I don't know. I honestly, this is probably going to get shuffled around a little bit. Again, things I want to have easy access to, like breakfast stuff. This, I put all of my bouillon cubes, almost all, these couldn't fit, but almost all my bouillon cubes in packets and dip mixes things in here, just for it to be sealed off. This is chorizo. Okay, cocoa. And then some of my like cooking tools, like my hand mixer and like a chop box, and all the accessories. The chop box is back here. Haven't decided if they're going to stay there yet. PB, Nutella. Again, I've got like 3 things of Nutella, so I've put out the one that's the most dug into. And then once this is expired, I'll pull one of the ones that's here and pop it there. And then slowly start clearing this one out. This one is the baking shelf. This is my proud shelf. This is like all of the nuts and chocolate chips and bars and things, and then all of the powders and like yeast and everything on top. These, I literally just forgot to put them in the box, so I didn't want to take everything out just to put these little babies in, so they're going to stay there. And like sugar and flour and powdered milk, I think, and there's brownie mix back there. So it's all kind of stacked up a little bit more anyway. Brown sugar. More brown sugar. Because they're not, I don't want it to be just in like an open bag because it'll get hard that way. I want it to be sealed off fully. And then some of the like sauces and like boxed things that I'm more likely to want to use, being more visible then. Because I think the reason that I had a problem with this is because they were kind of closed off, and if they weren't in the first depth of storage, I couldn't really see that they were there, and then I forgot that they were there. And so this, because it's a little bit more open, I should be able to see more of what there is and work through it a little bit more quickly. And I also have an updated form of my list of everything that I have in stock written out so I can update it, and I'm going to stick it maybe even up there on the wall. I don't know yet. But that's what I've done so far. These things, I haven't decided yet where they'll live. If they will even stay out that long, I might just throw them in the fridge and then consume them quickly, and then that won't even be a question anymore. And there's some other stuff that will have to go back into the shelves at some point. But, oh, look how chaotic my kitchen counter is. We'll get to that later. Yeah, there's some things that will go back into the shelves after I clean them out, but I'm a little bit tired for now, so I'm gonna rest with what I've done thus far. You know what, honestly, I'm kind of proud of myself, because that looks very stocked. I am ready for confinement. Hi, it's Sunday. I am wearing the same hoodie from yesterday. Judge me all you want. Also, I totally forgot to say yesterday was Halloween. Doesn't matter, didn't do anything. There was a full moon. That sucked. It was Halloween on a Saturday on a full moon, and none of us could do anything. Fucking COVID. Fucking idiots who don't wear their masks and let this thing spread all around. Anyway, I have been doing an experiment recently. I actually lost my camera last night, so I forgot to, or I couldn't like record a lot of what I was doing. Turns out it was under my pillow. It's a thing. So, recap of what I did. I shuffled some more things around in the kitchen space, but it's not that different. I cleaned, the big story, I cleaned on top of that cabinet there where all the wine bottles are. I went up there on like the stool, and then eventually I was just standing on the counter because I needed that little boost of height. And I just wiped down the whole surface. And that sounds like a 5-minute task. No. It took like over half an hour because 6+ years of kitchen grease buildup combined with dust. So I say 6+ years because I've lived in this apartment for 6 years and I've never cleaned up there because I never thought to do it before. And I don't know if the previous tenants ever did either. So there was a lot of buildup up there, and it took a long time. I went through half a roll of paper towels. I know it's not very eco-friendly, but it's what I had on hand. And the other real fun, interesting thing that I did yesterday was I started an experiment. I'm eating some of it right now with pecan roll making. So last night was a question of making the dough and then putting it in the fridge to kind of rise and chill overnight, and making the caramel sauce, which is currently here prepared. I've sprinkled some toasted pecans on that. So here's the thing. I read the recipe through pretty carefully, and it said just like put the dough in the oven or in the fridge to chill overnight. And I put it in a thing, and I knew it was going to rise because there was yeast in it, so I put it in a thing with a little bit of space. But I underestimated how much it would actually rise, because when I took it out, well, I can't show you now because the thing's in the sink, but it had exploded out of the container, so it was ready to push like a pregnant woman. Whatever. So I have since rolled it out and filled it and rolled it up, and here's the snake of dough. There's toasted pecans and sugars in there, a little bit of cinnamon. So I'm just going to cut it now. Actually, I can put this over here. Cleaning. Also, my sink is very, 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 very full right now. Not because I'm messy. It's because I'm slowly washing everything that was in the cabinet so that it can go back in fully clean. So literally washing like 7 loads worth of dishes one at a time. That's what's happening. Okay, so first must cut these things into slices. Also, my hair is so messy, but I've got flour on my hands, so I can't fix it. What a nightmare. Happy Sunday. Okay, so now we're going to plunge them into the caramel bath. Here we go. Just kind of plonk this right all the way in there. Try not to smorsh it up too much. It said to do it in a rectangular pan. I don't have a rectangular pan that's big enough, so a round pan it is. Also, I'm kind of irritated. This is one of those springy doughs that kind of, once you try to roll it out, it just kind of flops back on you. So some of the wall is a lot thicker than the other of the wall, which I'm a little bit concerned about, but I can't do it over again because I don't care that much. So we'll just have to hope that it all turns out. There we go. Okay, please don't spill over the side. That would be a huge mess to clean up. I think I might put a pan under this as a matter of wisdom. Just gonna plonk that on top. Okay, next step is, I think, raising it in the oven. Sorry, not raising, proving in the oven. It will rise. Okay, have fun. Well, so she's proved. She's quite puffy, quite very puffy. Actually overflowed the pan a little bit, so I kind of had to like pull everything up and over. And I know when I bake it, it's going to kind of all overflow again, but hopefully not too much. And if it does get a little crispy, I can just kind of carve it all away, because Lord knows there's plenty to be eating into. And I am suddenly thanking my lucky stars that I thought to put a tray and parchment paper on underneath, because if this had been just the tray on top of the grill, that would have been a huge effing mess to clean. So the oven is now preheating. This is going to finish a tiny, tiny little rise, and I'll just kind of push it back one last time. I keep doing this as though it's going to make a difference. And then it's going to bake, and then it's going to be eaten in whatever form it comes out. Okay, so oven's preheated. They're about to go in. I don't know if I've had a genius idea that comes from probably too much watching Great British Bake Off or what, but I made a wall. I took some old foil that I had saved from a previous thing that hadn't gotten dirty and just kind of folded it and kind of made it into a wall. So hopefully, I actually don't know if this is going to work at all because it's not very stabilized. I don't know how to stabilize it without it taking so much time that it will continue to rise and just get out of control. So it might not work totally, but it might work a little bit. Fingers crossed. Tuck it all in. Okay, let's put it in the oven. All right, little baby. Show me what you got. Look at it. Look it. It's done. It literally just came out of the oven. It is a hot blobby mess. And it has all totally merged together, so it's going to be fun carving them all out. Yeah, you can still kind of see the lines where they are supposed to split. That's fine. I feel like it's just going to be like a rip them off chunky sort of thing. I just want to see if they're... Oh, look how fluffy. Okay, no, stop messing with it. So it's got to cool down. And I'm going to see if I can flip it onto a plate after, or maybe even onto this after it's cooled a little bit. We shall see. But, oh boy! I'm gonna try to turn it out. Could be a disaster. Okay, so it's still warm, but I think, oh, the sauces are, okay. Literally just tilting it a little bit. Do you see the oozing? Oh, no, shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean that up. All right, and plonk. Okay, it is inverted. I have to wash my hands. Okay, is there any possible way I can get this off with only one hand? Oh, baby. Look at that. That is gooey. That is gooey and ooey. However, on closer inspection, that is not done. That is not cooked through. So, the plan is, I am going to reheat the oven, stick it back in, let it grill the top of it for a few minutes, and hope that works. Okay, so here's how it ended up. The caramel had to bake into, because I guess it had gravity against it now, so it all kind of baked into the dough instead of kind of being a syrupy, goopy thing on top. I think I've been trying to figure out why it didn't bake on the bottom, and I think it's because in my oven I have like a drip tray to catch drips, and I think it's thick enough that the heat that comes from the bottom of the oven doesn't penetrate through as well. That's my theory anyway, I'm not sure. This is still quite hot, but look at that. That's baked through. It's very, very gooey, but it's baked through. So, I'm about to burn my mouth trying it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So, the dough is really nice and sweet and brioche-y. It's quite gooey on top. Oh, video just started playing. It's quite gooey on top. I think once it like cools down and hardens up a little bit, it'll be a bit nicer to eat, a little bit less mushy. But ultimately, I'm okay with it. Things to tweak, obviously, but we'll see. We'll see if we can play with it. Maybe not immediately, but I think the first rule is going to be taking out the oven tray when baking things like this, because I've had problems with things not baking on the bottom in the past. So we're going to have to work on that. But it is a horrible gray, rainy day out right now, so I'm not going for a walk right now. Instead, I've pulled up a YouTube video, a workout video, which is what's playing in the background. So I'm going to go do that, come back and eat a little bit more of this. Yeah, and then keep going. Hey, it is super dark. Wait, let me see if I can get some light on me. Spooky. It is like midnight on Sunday night. Oh shit, I have to actually log into my iPad to get the light. There we go. Oh, it's very bright. So yeah, it is Sunday. I have done nothing else of like interest to any of the viewers. Like, I did a HIIT workout on YouTube and had a session with Laurence on Zoom, actually on Teams, but whatever. And then went for a very quick walk, and then had a family chat, and then had another quick walk to hit my 10,000, and did a lesson plan, and I'm now watching Man in the High Castle, and I'm about to go to bed. So, good night.